we should confess, we should admit something, or sometimes emotionally, our actions, we can't put control on our emotions most of the time. It is something very difficult as human being, because sometimes we feel upset because our emotions within ourselves exactly is are suffering from something outside environment around you. It is many times you face problems and much trouble, and in this case we can't control all things around us to make us all the time feel optimistic, feel happy. I think it is something logically is difficult to approve that in reality of life. So sometimes we need to ease our minds because something greater than our capacity. Our capacity, it is greater than our capacity. So isn't easy to control all your feelings all the time and to put control above your emotion, to be happy all the time. It is something logically isn't possible.
Okay, okay. I wanna give the answer of this question. You have used four kind of words during this conversation. One is when our brain is ease. You have used word is ease word. Second is you have used continuously difficult. And third one you have used control, right? And last statement of your was that is it is as a human being it is logically impossible. Siddharth, give me a second, please. So when I started the conversation, what I have told you, it is the game of the words. What kind of words you used, and the words playing with your brain, and brain release the hormones like I told you, cortisol, dopamine. All right. So when you use continuously difficult, it is difficult. Brain will give open the doors. How it is difficult for me. How the brain reacts. Second one is you mentioned that we should control. Then we can do. Why you need to control your brain? Why you do not see the things on a different manner? Like I don't need to control the brain. I need to understand the brain. What is mind? When you understood what is mind, how brain works, then you should not to control the things. Now, not control your mind as well. Now, according to me, then you understood your brain, then it is logically possible. That's why I have used such kind of words. Now my window of brain is open to see the possibilities how it can happen. Right?
Uh,
Hello,
Okay,
I
hello,
Siddharth,
was
go.
hello,
Siddharth,
teacher. Hello,
uh,
Abu Jawad.
I'm
Hello,
telling you.
Sirwa.
I
Uh,
mean,
Okay.
teacher, making a difference between our thinking and our emotion, making a difference exactly. So I want to mention something important. I am talking about our emotions. Our emotions, it's very difficult all the time to put control on our emotion, but I can reduce my think as possible as I can. But my emotion exactly sometimes it's out of control. because many times I can reduce my ideas, my overthinking all the time. I can reduce as possible as I can. But sometimes feeling sadness, feeling loneliness, feel to be pessimism, to fall in pessimism, to be pessimistic. It is something, it needs time to get out or from this bad emotions. I haven't magical stick to get out quickly from my bad emotions or my bad feelings. It is something isn't reasonable to get out from your bad emotions very quickly. It needs time to make yourself or to make yourself like to feel happy isn't possible all the time. But I agree with you. You can train your brain to do well according to your subconscious mind, to put in your subconscious mind everything will be okay, and it is a temporary period and will pass quickly. You can reduce the pain, but you can't stop the pain completely.
Okay, interesting point. Okay, when you start the conversation right now, you have used two words. Sometimes it's hard to control the emotions, and our thinking create an impact on it. When I talk about to understand the brain, to knowing the brain, first of all, you should understand the origin of the emotion,
يلا
where the emotion origin,
عادي مالكش دعوة
right?
بالرصيد.
Now,
عايزة
origin.
بس
Hold on a second, please. Mute yourself, Hannah. Ataya, just hold on a second. And Tharpa, give me a second, please. Tharpa had the team waiting room. Okay, so origin of the emotions. How our emotions create an impact. Emotion connected with your thinking. What you think, like, and origin of the thinking, the collection of the words. When you think something, you using the words. When you think something, right? You have a collection of words. Now you make a sentence. You're thinking about something. Then your emotions could be a bad. Your emotions could be a happy emotions. And you also mentioned a loneliness, right? Do you know the origin of the loneliness? The simple root of the loneliness, that is, means you are sitting alone. The negative thoughts comes in your brain, and you, based on that negative thoughts, you think I'm lonely. But can you remove this loneliness? Very simple. You can snap out. You also mentioned that it's hard to snap out, to get over it. I'm going to tell you it's easy to snap out. Whenever you feel lonely, sitting alone, just change the chain of your thinking about the negative thoughts. Just replace to the positive things. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Like, memorize the past moment or pleasurable moment that happened in your life. That could be anything, right? Now, you change the affirmation of the words. Now you're thinking about the pleasurable moments or happy moments with your family, with your kids, with your friends, with your colleagues, etc. Now, when words changing, no, emotion will change. Emotion change, loneliness will over. That's how you can get rid of loneliness. This is the all about the natural thing. Just try to understand your brain. And brain reacts based on the collection of the words you have and what kind of words you are using while talking, then your emotions originate. And emotion originate, you will be angry, you will be happy. It's totally up to you. Now you can understand. In my hand, I have a full authority in which situation, how I can react. Whether in this situation I need to angry on it, whether I don't need. Understood where I coming from?
Your words can be understood clearly, but I want to mention something important about how your brain works. How your brain works. Your brain divided into two sections. First, related to your thinking, related to your logic, and another section related to your emotion. You understand what I mean? So not inside all the time conflict. A big conflict between your thinking in a logical way and your emotion, like to love, like to hate, like to be upset, like to feel happy, like to be happy, like to feel happiness, like to feel loneliness. Sometimes you feel it is about your emotions, and exactly that your brain works. Two functions inside your brain. One related to your emotions, and another one related to your logic. In reality of life, how can I face problem in my life? And another part inside your brain guide you. It is necessary to start a new relationship with friends, with your relatives, with your family. It is necessary, but sometimes you have your own thinking, you have your own habits. You have your own qualities. So sometimes a bit conflict between you and other people. They are different from you. So sometimes you want to get out from your loneliness. But sometimes when I face my society around me, environment around me, I find the people, their thinking not like my thinking. So great conflict will happen between me and them. So I will return again to my loneliness, because society and environment around me, it is disputes and conflict between my qualities and their qualities, because our characters are different. So isn't easy all the time to get out quickly from what you feel. So, but as you mentioned, we, as possible as we can, we try to put positive ideas inside our minds instead of negative ideas. It's important to motivate yourself again to go ahead, and until you can deal with the environment around you very well. in a logical way, because you don't live alone. You don't live alone in this planet. You are surrounded by all kinds of character. So you should deal with all people. You should deal with all classes of your society. It is important. However, you accept them or you refuse them.
Correct, correct. And it's a correct thing that we have a conflicts with the different people. Just understand, when you talk with the different personalities, so when conflict will happen, because that your environment and the other person environment is totally different. How you grow up in your life, in circumstances, what kind of environment you get, separately from the different person, belongs to the different environment, different origin, how he or she grew. Now, based upon that experience towards our life, we made our mind. And based upon that, we believe something and we try to connect with the different people. But there is no connection with the conflict based upon the different environment, different situation, different understanding, different the gather of information, what you have understood based upon the information that you have got. Conflict origin with the different people when you try to put your opinion that is absolutely correct, or you denying the other person opinion, you're rejecting the other person opinion, right? Or in somehow you can say that you are denying the other person, like you are saying no, that is not correct, right thing is this. Then is the origin of the conflict, right? Because you are not respecting the other person point of view, then conflict will be happen. Now you mentioned that in my society it happened with me, conflict origin, then I go with the loneliness state. Why you went to the loneliness state? Because you try to put your opinion and the person will not be satisfied with your opinion, they haven't agreed with your opinion. Now you're thinking about that things again and again, your brain, that recycle is going on. Like I was talking about, they were rejecting thing, they were not agree with they did this with me. Now you're talking about that is thing I told you. Loneliness is connected with you when you are memorizing the bad event of your life. Then origin of the loneliness is that only. Why you want to replace the positive environment or memory like it? Okay, I'll come back to you. It's a very interesting question, a deep down question. I'll be make a session on it, a complete session on what is mind and how we can work and deal with the different people. Like, okay, it's a really pleasurable conversation. Stay tuned, man. Okay.